What's up, YouTube? Larry Turnbow, Artist Life YouTube channel. I wanted to talk about computer languages versus spoken languages. And maybe this title is a little bit clickbaity, but I'm kind of coming off the top of my head with this stuff, y'all. It's a stream of consciousness, but this is something I've thought about a lot. I mentioned in previous videos, y'all know I work in tech, right? This channel, Artist Life, but I speak on art, not just art, but tech, business topics, spirituality, travel, and a lot of these tie in. So, in the world that we live in now, software development and tech jobs are really what pay. That's kind of just at the higher tier of the market. You can write your own ticket pretty much, right? On the low end in tech, people make as low as 45,000 or something. But I mean, top level software developers literally make as much as $500,000 a year, and it's people that exist in all areas in between, right? So you can do very well for yourself as a tech professional. But again, I also talk about travel a lot, or this channel will be travel focused, and coming from the mindset of like a global citizen, right? Digital nomad. And part of traveling to other countries is being able to speak the language, right? And being able to speak the language in another country makes your experience completely different, right? You're going to experience it in a completely different way than somebody who is purely just, Google translating off the phone. And don't get me wrong, you can get by with that. I've done it. But it's very different how you can connect to the people, how you build relationships, and how you just interact with everything around you. So I want to talk a bit about, computer languages versus spoken languages. Like which one could you maybe stand to benefit more if you focus on? And I'll say this too. I love learning the spoken languages far more than I love computer languages, right? I would rather be learning Chinese than learning Python. I would rather be learning Arabic than, Java, I don't know, whatever, right? So you might think to yourself, well, why don't you do that? I mean, you just said it out your own mouth. That's what you like to do more than this one. Why are you not doing that? Well, at the end of the day, man, this is a free market capitalist world that we live in. We all got to get our dollars. We got to eat. In my individual case, I did go to school for technology, so I mean, I had kind of some background with that, and I'm just making past deeds work for me. But also, as valuable as it can be to know many languages, right? Like there are plenty of people in the world who can speak 5 languages that ain't got no money, right? It's some poor, because it's standard in so many places. It's somebody as poor as can be somewhere in Morocco or I don't know, somewhere in Europe or something, but speak 5 languages, but they down and out. And whereas, man, if you know 5 computer languages, but you down and out and you just ain't got no money, man, you ain't trying, because that's just, such an in-demand skill. Tech knowledge, if you know HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and I could damn near throw all of that in as one. And then 2 backends. I mean, shit, how you not getting no bread? How you not making no money? Tech is what pays, man. I want to throw this in here too. This is something I experience a lot with art, is that things that you do, money is actually a horrible motivator for me in a lot of ways. And I do seek to have finances in abundance, but it's almost like I want to get the money so I don't have to worry about the money, not because I need all this extra shit that the money can give me, right? As an artist, I get so much internal satisfaction from doing that. I'm not necessarily chasing a bunch of material shit, but you do need money to live in this world. So I ain't not naive about that, or I've created what I feel is my balance. But if money makes something an endeavor something completely different, right? Like if you making art purely just to make some money, it's a whole different thing that you're doing than somebody who is making it. Yeah, money is cool, but like I'm exploring myself. I'm creating what I feel is meaningful, stuff like that, right? Learning another language because I love to, kind of surprise people, or, be able to really interact with somebody from another culture in a deeper way, have a deeper connection with somebody. That's different than you learning it for that reason, so I can speak to this person. Oh, the Chinese food place I like to go to. I want to be able to talk to them. I want to be able to say something to them. That's different than you're learning it because I want to get a job as a translator, right? You're doing it with the end goal of some money, and it makes it a whole different, or with the goal of a job. It just makes it a whole different experience. I hope this is making sense. I talked in a previous video about digital marketing, right? And that is all about money. For me, at least. I mean, you learn marketing so you can promote businesses. I can really get into that stuff and learn a lot about it. But if I had to do digital marketing as a job at somebody's firm, hell, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. That's something different. Doing it for you as a job versus I learned it because I wanted to do it for me. And doing it for you don't necessarily always got an immediate payoff, but it's a completely different approach, man. It's just a completely different approach. So it's almost like I'm biting the bullet and sacrificing by doing some tech shit, because anything I do as a job is gonna kind of suck. Even art, if it was like a job, like some shit I had to do day in and day out, you know what I mean? I actually like to be able to put my art down for a week sometimes and not touch it and come back to it refreshed, you know what I'm saying? So if I am going to have to do something as a job, I'm getting to that place where it's like, yeah, it makes sense for it to be this. And because I make this the job, I got a lot of joy with the other things that I do and can make money with that as well. But it doesn't ruin the whole reason why I was doing it in the first place. It doesn't kill that love, the real love that I have for it. I never really loved tech like that, you know what I'm saying? I've always liked science, but I mean, engineering, tech, whatever, corporate America, period. It don't matter what your job is, this shit's overrated. So yeah, it's kind of some of my thoughts on there, Polyglot, yeah, should you be a polyglot versus a full stack developer? That all comes down to your goals. I guess that's my point. If you're just trying to make money, definitely learn a bunch of computer languages, but man, if you want to experience life in a different way, and I mean, this is income earner, but you can turn anything into a business, but you want to live a more unique life, a more unique experience as you travel, if that's something even important to you, or you don't necessarily even have to travel. And let me give this shout out right here now too, man. I got a shout out. The OG GO, RIP, man, to Lao Shu 55,000, Moses McCormick. That brother single-handedly inspired me to take language learning pretty serious back in 2019. And I started learning Chinese. I was one of those people who always believed that, and this is most people, like, oh, if you don't learn a language when you are, when you're young, then you'll never learn it. It's hard to learn. And he obliterated that myth. Like, that's not true. Like, if you really want to do it and got the passion and energy for it, like, man, you could soak up a language just like a kid would as an adult. His work ethic was insane. I used to binge the Lao Shu channel, binge his channel like it was Netflix, man. So that brother, inspired me to kind of step it up in that way. I started learning Chinese and taught for VIP Kid for a little bit. Was kind of in the ESL, TFL, TEFL, teaching English as a foreign language, world English as a second language. Really in my language bag, and that just ties in with arts too, right? Like, collecting furniture and different antiques, and Chinese furnishings, or you got Spanish carving, Spanish wood carvings. When you learn a language, you learn the culture, and every king has his craftsmen. So it's like I'm learning culture from multiple angles, from the spoken down to the way that they depict themselves, right, in their art types and whatnot. And I mentioned this in my Genies, Gens, and Geniuses video. You should go back and check that one out. That on a much deeper level with this art and antique stuff that I'm doing, and even language, combining it with that, man, it ain't just antiquing, man. It ain't just me making some art. Like, I'm really kind of doing some anthropology here, like on a deeper level. Like, it's the study of culture. I'm studying culture. I'm studying civilizations. Um, I'm doing anthropology, but in this way, you know what I mean, through this art. When I went to Brazil, and I got the wood carvings, the African wood carving, Shango and Ogun right there. I went to the Voodoo temple. I still need to upload a video about that. And I bought the carvings from there, right? So that's kind of some art. And they had elaborate wood carving chairs that different people in different positions sit in and everything. But he had the certificates in there, right? This is at the Voodoo temple in Salvador. He had the certificates in there framed showing scholars from or people who were doing their PhD programs at Duke and Harvard came, and I guess they were studying African traditional religion or voodoo or whatever, came to study at his temple to be able to write their dissertation. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not necessarily doing a dissertation, but I'm coming here to do similar things as to somebody that's in a fucking PhD program, right? I just got my own reasons for it. I'm trying to connect with my African culture, experience it. We don't have ATR in the United States like that, or it's certain parts, definitely not in Detroit. But yeah, man, all of this stuff is ties in. I don't know. I'm drawn to it. I'm drawn to it. No pun intended, right? Doing art, drawing, making the art, the antiques. I'm blessed to have a great mentor to have exposed me to a lot of this. And yeah, this was just something I had in my mind, y'all. If you watched this video, I appreciate you. Computer languages versus spoken languages, polyglot versus full stack developer. Which one is better to focus on? If you after the bread, if it's all about the money, for sure learn the computer languages. But if you are after unique life experiences, being able to move through the world in a way that very few people can, and yeah, man, and for those unique experiences, you should select the languages. And anything can be made into a business too. So I'm not saying you can't get money from knowing multiple languages. It's just in a more direct fashion. The way the world economy is set up right now is to reward, and have a lot of benefits and a lot of money on deck for those that are into the computer tech, into who can speak the language of computers. But there is much, much, much to be gained from those who can speak multiple spoken languages. It truly is a barrier that when you break it down, you see people are really just alike. You can see that so much from channels like Lao Shu, Xiaoma, NYC, somebody else I like, and man, at some point I might even have to do my own level up content on here. It's only right. Got to get my camera set up and everything. So yeah, yo, that's the video. Appreciate you watching. Larry Turnbow, Artist Life YouTube channel. A picture's worth 1,000 words. A symbol is worth 1,000 pictures. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video.